place. Everything is being activated just to ensure that once it's declared a pandemic, then we will swing to gear to ensure that most of those measures are put in place.
Definitely.
So that's something. So that's in the news.
So
Right?
that's one of the big stories. And of course, federal government promises minimum wage review in less than 2 years. Let's see how that will pan out.
Let's see how that works. That should sound like good music to the ears of workers. All right.
Perhaps.
Any other thing?
Well, that's it basically.
Okay,
but then more will come in during the segment, newspaper headlines.
And of course, today also we'll be ringing at the bell for those of you who are marking your birthdays. We'll be celebrating that with you as well. Okay, so but I was just making reference to what you were doing earlier on, playing a whole lot of Nigerian songs which are making a whole lot of waves across the world. And this year, the Grammy Awards comes up in 3 weeks.
Okay, so
yeah,
we're keeping our fingers crossed.
February 2nd. But the good thing about this year's zone is that anyhow they do it, a Nigerian must win a Grammy.
A Grammy.
Yes. anyhow. It will be like last year when we had a whole lot of Nigerians that were nominated. Out of the 5, 4 Nigerians were nominated. And then the Grammy decided to give that award to a South African. That's we're talking about the best African performance category. But this time around, guess what, Mike? All the nominees have a Nigerian touch in it. So that's why I said either which way, Nigeria will smile home with a Grammy.
So the likes of Ashake.
Yeah, so Ashake and Wizkid,
Burna
Boy. And then we have Chris Brown, Davido, Lil J. That song, Sensational, is nominated. We have Love Me JJ by Thames. And then we have Yemi Alade tomorrow. So those 5, they all have Nigerian touches in them. So either which way, a Nigerian will smile home with a Grammy this year.
Well,
right?
let's be hopeful. Anything can happen anyway.
Nothing is happening. I'm telling you that this is what's going to happen. A Nigerian will smile home with a Grammy. And of course, even in the global music award category, we still have Thames there. We still have Yemi Alade there too. And of course, the best album category too, the global best album, we still have our own boy too, that's there, Rema. He's been nominated. So, like I said, a minimum of 1 Grammy at least will come to Nigeria.
At least one.
At least one. If not 2 or 3. Yeah. So.
All right. Okay, so, well, great conversations and a whole lot more coming up on Your Side Mirror with Victor Oteri. Stay here, Lagos.
Hello, everyone. This is Tony Adibola. I'm an entrepreneur and a motorcycle enthusiast. Keep listening to Your Side Mirror on Traffic Radio 96.1 FM. It simply rocks.
Lagos Traffic Radio, 96.1 FM. You're welcome to Your Side Mirror. This great day, new year, and of course it's 10 days gone already in the new year. 355 more days to go. It's still telling you that it's time, but time keeps ticking. So you have to lay some things that will be very resolute in your fight to actualize and achieve your dreams in the year 2025. You're welcome. Victor Oteri is my name. Let's join Mike James as he brings us newspaper headlines.
On the newspaper headlines this morning, we shall be taking stories from the Nation newspaper. We've also got the Punch newspaper, and let's not forget, we'll flip through the pages of These Day and touch down on Alausa Alert later on. All right, now let's begin with our first story from the Punch. All right, so from the Nation, yes, let's begin with the Nation. Federal government seeks unified efforts against emerging Chinese virus threats. So the federal government has said it is prepared to mobilize all stakeholders to effectively combat the human metapneumovirus, HMPV, if it enters the country. The coordinating Minister of Health and Social Welfare, Professor Ali Pate, said this yesterday in Abuja at a strategic meeting on COVID-19 preparedness and response. So you can read more on that story on the Nation newspaper. Federal government promises minimum wage review in less than 2 years. And so the Minister of State for Labour and Employment in Kiruka, Oyejocha, has said the new minimum wage will be reviewed in less than 2 years. She announced this while addressing reporters after a meeting with Labour leaders yesterday in Umuahia, the Abia state capital. Still on the Nation, the NAF conduct over 8,665 missions in 18 months, says CAS. The Nigerian Air Force, NAF, conducted over 8,665 missions and 9,920 sorties within 15,915 flying hours using all aircraft types between June 2023 and December 2024. The Chief of Air Staff, Air Marshal Hassan Abubakar, has said. Abubakar announced this while hosting the Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Defense, Ambassador Gabriel Aduda, yesterday in Abuja. So let's touch down on the Punch newspaper. Sanwo-Olu signs a 3.36 trillion naira 2025 budget. Now, the Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu on Thursday signed the 3.36 trillion naira 2025 appropriation bill into law. Sanwo-Olu gave his assent to the budget, tagged Budget of Sustainability at Lagos House, Alausa Ikeja. He stated that the budget aimed to address infrastructure, economic diversification, and other critical sectors in the state. So that's from the Punch. Still with the Punch newspaper, federal government services debt with 47% budget vote. So let's get into it. Debt servicing consumed 47% of the federal government's total expenditure in the first 9 months of 2024. An analysis of data from the Central Bank of Nigeria's latest quarterly statistics bulletin highlights the growing burden of debt repayment obligations and its implications for Nigeria's fiscal sustainability. More stories from there. All right, then, Nigeria, China plan collaboration on military training, arms production. Okay, so the federal government says it is deepening its security partnerships with the People's Republic of China for local arms production and military training. It says this forms part of its broader strategy to tackle terrorism and other forms of insecurity within and outside its borders. So from this day, NCAA Airlines moved to end menace of unruly passengers' behavior in domestic airline operations. The Nigeria Civil Aviation Authority, NCAA, and the airline operators of Nigeria, AON, have taken stringent measures that will help put an end to the menace of unruly passengers' behavior in airline operations in Nigeria. NCAA and the airlines agreed to battle the menace after a meeting in Lagos, where the airline gave details of how unruly passengers disrupt flight operations, exacerbate flight delays and cancellations. So you'd like to check out that story. It's from the This Day newspaper. All right, then. NDLEA seeks inclusion into Deep Blue project as the Massa pledges support for drug trafficking war. Another interesting story to look out for. The Nigerian Maritime Administration and Safety Agency, the Massa, has reaffirmed its commitment to supporting the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, NDLEA, in the fight against drug abuse and trafficking within Nigeria's maritime domain. Director General of the Massa, Mr. Dayo Muberola, stated this during a courtesy visit by the NDLEA chairman, Brigadier General Muhammad Buba Mara, retired, to the Massa in Lagos. IATA airport capacity crunch threatens freedom to travel. So the International Air Transport Association, IATA, has warned that the airport capacity crunch is threatening the freedom for people to travel and constraining economies, noting that there is little prospect for airport infrastructure to fully keep pace with growing demand. Now, this is contained in a white paper released recently, which included proposals for how slot regulations must incentivize airports to generate more capacity from existing infrastructure. FG warns advertisers against unapproved ads on Facebook, Instagram, and to protect consumers and further bring sanity into advertising space. The federal government has called on individuals and organizations to desist from exposing unlawful and unethical advertisement on treatment of a range of ailments on Instagram and Facebook platforms. Now, these two platforms are owned by Meta Incorporated and represented in Nigeria by Facebook Nigeria Operations Limited. So you can read that story from these days. We have Alausa Alert. We'll be touching down on it in a bit. Stay here. And from Alausa Alert, 2025, Sanwo-Olu promises better deal for Lagosians. Let's look at it. Residents of Lagos State should brace up for a better 2025 as the government is determined to sustain and surpass its developmental strides across the state. The state governor, Mr. Babajide Sanwo-Olu, while outlining the vision for the state in 2025 via a New Year message on X, pledged to continue to make the state a beacon of progress and innovation. Highlighting key achievement of 2024, the governor noted historic milestones in infrastructure, governance, and social development. So you can read that story from Alausa Alert. But that's going to be all on Newspaper Headlines this morning. Let's not forget, you can always get yourself a copy of the dailies or go online to read more. Connect with us via any of our channels. We have Facebook, Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM. We're also live on X and YouTube, Traffic Radio 961. Your side mirror continues in a bit.
The drop with Coke Studio. Buy a Coke and stand a chance to win a trip to South Africa, streaming vouchers, VIP festival tickets, and more. Grab your glass bottles, just scan the QR code on the Coke poster and input the code under the white crown. Or grab your plastic bottles, scan the QR code on the label and input the code under the white cap to win prizes instantly. Fanta, Sprite, and Schweppes are in on the fun too. Approved by FCCPC and NLRC. T's and C's apply.
Driver that fiddles with a phone while driving. Do you know that at least 23% of all car accidents each year occur with the use of cell phones? Distracted driving is responsible for a higher percentage of road crashes among motorists and pedestrians in Nigeria. Distracted driving is dangerous. Let's shun this act to stay alive. It's better to be safe than to wallow in sorrow for what could have been avoided while driving or walking. Please put that phone away and concentrate fully on the road. A message from Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM, your driving companion.
Entertainment industry. Gbogbo wa ló ń kí ẹ o. Mo ti dé bí ṣe yẹ.
but my trouble mind one thing. Yeah. Every day, every night, yeah, we ever blazing. Make you go to all my thing, I got my legs. Me no need love, yeah, the paper chasing. If you know they talking money, ain't no communication. Yeah, real love, yeah, that's what we used to. Diamonds on my wrist, on my left. Tell me where the man no go feed you. Yeah, one shot for mama, yeah, I miss you. I go ball on my days. I hate him more since I pay. Place for the pain. Every day steady cruising. Big bang, we unruly. See my life like a movie. Eyes red like we Choco. And you know how the thing goes so. Would I send it to Tokyo? Real prayer for a real one. Real life not so easy. We the live life with the paper dancing. See the blood from my eye and the pain from my mind. Holy shala, yeah. Yeah, they choco, they nice. Some of me, I just they maintain. I love a trouble, man. Life of a trouble, man. Right now, me just one vibes and sing. But my trouble mind one sing. Yeah.
Hello everyone, this is Tony Adibola. I'm an entrepreneur and a motorcycle enthusiast. Keep listening to Your Side Mirror on Traffic Radio 96.1 FM. It simply rocks.
You better hurry up before I leave you and make sure you put your school bag in the back of the car while you sit at front.
Good morning, Mrs. O. You look so nice this morning. I see that you're off to work in a hurry.
Thank you. I'm actually running late.
But this one I'm seeing John sitting at the front today. What's up?
Demi isn't coming with us today, so I asked John to sit at front with me.
Don't do that now. Don't you know it's not safe for him at all? Kids of his age are supposed to be strapped properly at the middle back seat of the car.
Really? Does that even matter?
Of course it does. There are so many potential dangers to consider that could bring serious harm to a child sitting at the front of a vehicle.
Okay, John, move to the back seat. Thank you so much there.
Now you know, children under the age of 12 ought to be strapped properly at the middle back seat of the vehicle, as it is the safest spot for them. Airbags could kill children in case of an accident. Make sure that child is properly strapped before every trip to ensure his or her safety. Our children are our future, and their safety is paramount to us. A message from Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM, moving Lagos forward.
Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM. We're back from the news. Let's connect with you as you move from one location to the other. Mile 2 is the center point of call right now. I understand there's an incident there. It's a loaded gas tanker having a hassle. Okay, it has an hassle problem, and it has its hassle pulled off. It cannot be towed. It's on the service lane, by the way, at Abuleado inwards Alakija, occupying 70% of the road. So that's being worked on right now. Officers on ground monitoring the traffic while the owner is making efforts for repairs. So take note of that. It's at Alakija precisely. So that's when you have it on the Mile 2 corridor, a gas tanker which is broken down there. Well, service lane is at Abuleado inwards Alakija. So take note of that as you drive through that corridor. Quickly, let's take you through the Lekki Aja end as well. There's a breakdown of a container-laden truck with front shaft problem approaching Northwest filling station at VGC. This is inwards Chevron. So take note of that one as well. Efforts on for the mechanic to get it fixed, but no real effect on traffic as we speak right now. Vehicles are moving expectedly, and we have traffic managers on ground trying to monitor the situation. That's another one you need to watch out for within that end. Lekki Ekpe corridor, the update there says movement from Ayetoro T Junction, Ibeju, Eleko, Awuyaya up to Abijo, looking pretty good on this Friday morning. The construction site at Abijo and ShopRite Ogidon, Lokola, Alasia, General Paint, up to Abraham Adesanya. All those areas are looking good at the moment. We can tell you from Adesanya, that's talking about the return journey. Adesanya to underneath the bridge is looking good. From there, heading towards Ado Road, Thomas looking pretty good. Return journey not bad at all. And then from underneath the bridge up to HFP, Abraham Adesanya is looking good. While the General Paint, Alasia, and Olokola Ogidon up to the corner bus stop, as well as Shangotedo, is all looking good too. We're waiting for the mechanic to effect repairs on that reported broken down containerized truck at a corner bus stop. That one is still very much there too. From there, inwards ShopRite, as well as Abijo and other construction areas, still looking very good at this hour. Abijo stretch up to Awoyaya and Eleko Ibeju. The T-junction up to Ayeturu is also looking good. So no major worries driving through that corridor right now. Okay, so what do we do? It's already 9 o'clock. Let's switch gears to celebrate you. It's birthday profile time on Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM. All right, January 10 celebrants, where are you? Okay, so let's begin the list right now. And first off, I have Oladakpo Ogunibi, a.k.a. Dakpo Semuyi. Today is your day, and I understand you reside in Chicago, United States of America. Okay, then, so Oladakpo, happy birthday to you. We wish you the very, very best of this day. From one Oladakpo to another, but this time around, a great friend of the house, Tumishe Oladakpo Kuku, is celebrating. Broadcaster, author, life coach, everything rolled into one. She's really, really representing today. All right, Tumishe, happy birthday to you. We wish you the very, very best as you turn a new age. We're coming for the cake, so get it ready for us. Violet Chioma Amechi is celebrating. Public Affairs Officer with the Ministry of Information and Strategy. Big shout out to you. Sikiru Olayoriju. Okay, Olayoriju is of the staff of the Ministry of Information and Strategy as well. Sikiru, happy birthday to you. Ademola Adeoye, double A, seasoned broadcast journalist with Nigerian Television Authority, NTA. Happy birthday to you. We wish you well. Sename Ajose is staff with Lagos State Government. Happy birthday to you. Adiola Jones Durodola is celebrating on this day. Happy birthday to you too. And Stephen Anjori is a retired staff from the Ministry of Information and Strategy. Happy birthday to you. Michael Joseph is another public affairs officer with the Ministry of Information and Strategy. We wish you the very best of this day. Tinuade Abigail Omolabi is a colleague of ours, editor with Radio Lagos Eko FM. Tinuade, happy birthday to you. We wish you well. Olamilekon Kebe is celebrating. We wish you the very best of this day. Abiola Abiodun is a driver, with the Ministry of Transportation. Big shout out to you. I will say celebrate on this day. We wish you well. Farotimi Christiana Sonayo is a director ICT. Big shout out to you. Brother Olonode Ade is celebrating. Happy birthday to you. Kainde Omole Salau, his wife to Femi Salau, who's a PR consultant. Big shout out to you. Princess Adebukola Elegushi is celebrating. All right, we wish you the very best too. And Ernest Edet Afisi Papa is celebrating. Big shout out to you on this day. Sheson Adeniji is CEO and publisher My Streets magazine. Adeniji, happy birthday to you. Sunday Omobolale MON, you know him so well, aka Papi Lue, Nigerian comic actor and film director as well as producer. Today's a day too. We wish you well. Abiola Sharafuddin Abiodun is celebrating. Staff with Lamata. All right, then we wish you the very best. Hamzat Adebola Olajide is celebrating. We wish you the very best of this day. Prince Adewale Elesho, you know him so well too, an actor, producer. Today is his day. We wish you the very best. Adora Odibe, happy birthday to you. Benjamin Oladakpo, today is your day too. We wish you well. Pastor Chioma Okparaji is a pastor, Christ Embassy, Akoka. Happy birthday to you. And then from the traffic manager's family, we say a big shout out going out to Olaoye Tokumbo, who is of Lasma in MOT Secretariat in Alausa. Big shout out to you as you celebrate on this day. Adelabu Abayomi is of Zone 2 in Tollgate. That's the Tollgate here. Idou Bashir is of Zone 10, Maryland. Happy birthday to you. Olorun Toba Peters is of Zone 16, Egbeda. We wish you the very best. Farumbi Olajumoke, Zone 20, PWD, Ikeja Long. Big shout out to you. Onoyato, that's Onotayo rather. Onotayo Folashade is of Zone 29, Iju Shaga. And celebrating today as well, Ogunkoya Abibat, Zone 34, Okwebi Allen. Same for Diku Lukman of Zone 35, Dokpemu. A big shout out going out to Ayebushi Victoria of Zone 42, Imota. And a big one too going out to Mohammed Mekudi of Zone 45 in Iba, Otto Wolf. All right then, so to all of you celebrating on this day, we say congratulations to you. It's time to do the jiggy and have the best of this day. Congratulations.
Everybody come, make you follow me go. Make you follow me to feel the rhythm. Say you know I'm capable of. I am capable in every season. Make you dance and feel the flow. Make you drink and party with me. When the baby don't start to play. Say you know I'm the melody key.
Anything you need, I got ya. And I don't believe. Oh yeah, don't be scared, baby. Come over. 'Cause I don't bite. Plus any question you got, I got the answer.
What you feeling inside you, you got to let me know. Say what I'm feeling inside me, I got to let it show. And you know, when you viapa, I know they see nothing. And you know, when they see yapa, I know they see person. I want you to dance, go. Yeah, I want you to dance, go. Yeah, I want you to move slow, low, 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 low. Dance, go.
Me and my guys, we want to run down. Now when it's only done, run down. But this place, nothing like run down. The intention not to paint the town brown. Silent class, now how we want chill. Anybody gon' come for ya, them know the drill. Hey, oh yeah, make it chill. For real.
Not a jolly, nine matter.
And I don't believe. Oh yeah,
So baby scared, baby, come closer.
'cause I don't bite. Plus any question you got, I got the answer.
What you feeling inside you, you got to let me know. Say what I'm feeling inside me, I got to let it show. And you know, when you viapa, I know they see nothing. And you know, when they see yapa, I know they see person. I want you to dance, go. Yeah, I want you to dance, go. Yeah, I want you to move slow, low, 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 low. Dance, go.
One time make the flow, no time for talking no more. One thing I know is for sure, we gon' get you asking for more. You don't need any reason, just follow the beating. This here ain't no prison, so follow my lead.
Inside you, you got to let me know. Say what I'm feeling inside me, I got to let it show. And you know, when you viapa, I know they see nothing. And you know, when they see yapa, I know they see person.
Oh yeah, make it a dance, go. 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 Dance, go.
Dear Lagosians, a lot is happening around us and we have to be alert always. So, before getting into a taxi, take a photo of the car, including the number plate, and send that to your friends or loved ones to let them know you are safe. Make sure the driver knows you are doing this as well. Be alert and aware. Just because it was safe last time doesn't mean it will be safe this time. A message from Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM, moving Lagos forward.
This is Lagos Traffic Radio. We're reaching out to you. 96.1 FM stereo. The station with the flow. Wishing you a new year. Celebrating easy traffic flow.
It's another year. It's a lot to do and a lot to accomplish. Ooh, you're gonna need easy movement. Yeah, so don't forget to turn to traffic radio. Got you covered under any situation. And I'll be proactive with timely information. Cause we care, and it's a brand new year. Gather round the mistletoe and tune to latest traffic radio.
This is Lagos Traffic Radio. We're reaching out to you. 96.1 FM stereo. Station with the flow. Wishing you a new year. Celebrating easy traffic flow.
All around Lagos City, you can hear the conversations. Everybody's celebrating. Oh, we done it right, and we're gonna do it all over again. Lagos Traffic Radio, 96.1 FM stereo. Got you covered under any situation. And I'll be proactive with timely information. Cause we care, and it's a brand new year. Gather round the mistletoe and tune to latest traffic radio.
This is Lagos Traffic Radio.
And we're reaching out to you.
96.1 FM stereo. Station with the flow. Wishing you a new year. Celebrating easy traffic flow. This is Lagos Traffic Radio. We're reaching out to you. 96.1 FM stereo. Station with the flow. Wishing you a new year. Celebrating easy traffic flow.
Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM, moving Lagos forward.
My dear listener, when going on interstate travel, please note the following security tips. Don't leave too early and don't be caught in the late hours. If possible, try and do away with titles on your phone book. While driving, focus on the road and ensure that every 5 to 7 minutes there is traffic on the returning lane. Do not exceed 100 kilometers per hour. This will help for timely judgment and to look out for traps and to appreciate the terrain. Don't use tinted sheets on your car. It passes a message to bandits and criminal elements that you are a uniformed man or woman. Always have a spare tire, plug, and fuel pumps in your car. Don't ignore this. Even if you're not the one driving, put your phone away and keep your eyes on the road. Moving in a convoy has proven not to intimidate criminal elements. If you must stop to buy food or ease yourself, take that break at a town or village. This is not the time to join a car or bus from undesignated bus stops, popularly called Sole. Get to the garage to do same, and please do well to fill that bus manifest correctly. It is for your own good. Lastly, do endeavor to update your in case of emergency eyes contacts before you embark on any journey, and if possible, have your health columns properly filled because medical personnel may need some information before relatives turn up. These are safety tips that will help tremendously. A message from Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM, moving Lagos forward.
Hello everyone, this is Tony Adibola. I'm an entrepreneur and a motorcycle enthusiast. Keep listening to Your Side Mirror on Traffic Radio 96.1 FM. It simply rocks.
Lagos, it has been observed that residents have developed the habit of polluting our environment by urinating openly at every corner of our dear city. This intolerable act could lead to environmental pollution and the spread of diseases which is detrimental to our health. But for how long are we going to keep watching these unscrupulous elements deface our dear city? Open urination spreads germs and diseases. Let's protect ourselves and each other. Please use public toilets. It is the right thing to do. Say no to open urination. Keep our city clean. A clean Lagos is a proud Lagos. Remember, a healthy Lagos starts with you. This message is brought to you by Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM.
Say you want peace for dear. You know they see, you know they think.
Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM. So we set for the first leg of the conversation, but before I bring in my guests as we reflect on ramping up capacity and perhaps expanding the horizon for rail mass transit in Lagos, let me quickly report this. Flash update says there's an accident at Lands inwards Olokpokpo. The traffic manager just reported a short while ago, Salau, and it says it's a commercial bus that veered off the road and knocked down a pedestrian. Wow. Not so much effect on traffic at the moment, but the traffic managers there are trying to see what they can do to resolve all of that and ensure that the knocked down pedestrian is attended to. So that one is receiving attention. We did talk about the one at Mile 2, precisely at Alakija end. Okay, so that one too, it's a broken down gas tanker having a hazard problem. It's got its hazard pulled off on the service lane at Abuleado inwards Alakija, occupying 70% of the road there. So that one is receiving attention as well. And another flash update from Maryland Ikeja GRA says there's a broken down BRT bus having all tires hooked opposite Sheraton Hotel. This is inwards Nitel Junction on Mobolaji Bank Anthony Way. Okay, it's opposite Sheraton Hotel. All right, inwards Bank Anthony. So tow vehicle and of course mechanic on the way for possible repairs. It's a broken down BRT bus having all tires hooked within that particular corridor. Let me see quickly. Yes, we did talk about the lone accident involving an LT bus that veered off the road to the roadside, hitting a pedestrian at Nuruddin Olokpokpo. That one is receiving attention as well. All right, then, so let's switch gears now and let's talk about something of great importance. We're expanding the scope for rail mass transit in infrastructure in Lagos. And joining me right now on the phone line, I have Kolawole Ojelabi, Consultant Corporate Communications for the Lagos Metropolitan Area Transport Authority, Lamata. Mr. Jelabi, nice to have you. Happy New Year to you.
Happy New Year to you, Victor, and Happy New Year to Lagos.
All right, so I hear there's a great wind sweeping through rail mass transit in Lagos, and the latest development is that there's some things that are happening. Talk to me. Yesterday you had an August visitor. Talk to me. Who was that?
Well, the name of the gentleman is Solomon Kono, and he's from African Development Bank.
Okay, so your line is not very clear. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
He's the Vice President, Private Sector Infrastructure and Industrialization at AFDP. So I heard of the visit of a technical team to assess the purple line, which they want to invest in. So he was in Lagos. To have a feel of blue line. So we took him on a ride from Marina to Mile 2 and back yesterday.
All right. Okay, so we've heard of blue line, we've heard of red line, and not too long ago, Mr. Governor was in China to sign the memorandum of understanding for the construction of the green line. So which one is the purple line? Talk to me.
Okay, the purple line is the one that is coming from Redemption Camp in Ogun State, and is going to join the blue line at Volkswagen here in Lagos, very close to Lasu. It's a 60-kilometer rail line, and it's one that will go through the very heart of Agege, Yanaipaja, Alimosho, all the way to Volkswagen.
Wow.
So it's a 60-kilometer railroad, and that also is going to have a lot of impact for people living in around those areas that I mentioned, for them to commute from one part of Lagos to the other. For instance, someone living in Redemption Camp area, Moe, Ibafo, and the rest of them, they can join the train all the way to Volkswagen, and if they want to go to Central Lagos, they can also connect there. And the journey is going to really take a shorter time.
Wow. I'm just trying to imagine the areas that rail corridor will transverse. It's likely going to be the longest of the 6 rail lines, if I'm not mistaken.
No. The Green Line actually is the longest. The Green Line is 68 kilometers, whilst the Purple Line is 60 kilometers.
Oh, okay. All right. And I'm looking at how it's going to transverse through Agege, considering the fact that we already have a rail line, a rail corridor that passes through that location. So is it going to be an overpass rail, or how's it going to be looking like?
Well, the project, a lot, a greater part of the project will be elevated, because we'll be constructing in a brown zone, where you have a lot of development. So we have to reduce the impact on the buildings, properties, and the rest of it. So a lot of it will be elevated, so that it will reduce the impact of demolition, acquisition of property, and the rest of that.
Right. This sounds like cherry news for Lagosians if the Purple Line will be able to come on stream. But when are we likely going to be having, or perhaps launching, the groundbreaking of this Purple Line?
Well, I informed just earlier that the technical team is on their way. So as soon as that is done and they've done their assessment, and they'll be able to tell us pointedly when construction could start. So I think at that time we're going to inform all Lagosians, all Nigerians, the world, that this is happening in Lagos under the watch of Mr. Governor, Mr. Abagide Rishola Sanwo-Olu.
Right. And I see things are moving so fast for rail mass transit in Lagos these days. Speak to the significance of all of this, Kola Ojalabi. How significant will the Blue Line be to Lagosians by the time it gets on board?
Okay, Victor, let me put it this way. We have a strategic transport master plan where we detail 6 rail lines and 1 monorail. And of course, we have implemented the Blue Line. The Blue Line is a 27-kilometer railroad from Marina to Kokomaiko. We have done the first 13 kilometers. And so currently, if you go along that corridor, we are continuing the construction of the second phase from Mile 2 to Kokomaiko. Okay? And that is 27 kilometers. We also have the red line, which first half, the first phase we have completed, and it's already currently in operation, doing 8 trips every day. 4 trips, each way. Then, we'll talk about the green line, which we say is 60 kilometers from Marina all the way to Lekki Free Zone. Then we'll talk about the purple line, which is from Redemption Camp to Volkswagen. Then the yellow line was the one that will come from Ota all the way to National Theatre. That one is 34 kilometers.
Oh.
Then we have the orange line. Yes, we have the orange line, which is coming from Akbawa, all the way to Ikeja.
Wow.
That is also a 48-kilometer railroad. Then we have what's called the monorail, which is a circle line. It's a 16.4 kilometers that will orbit Marina, Victoria Island, Ikoyi, and up to Lekki Phase 1.
Right.
So when you look at what all of these things that we're doing, the rail is not standing alone. We also have other infrastructure that we're constructing. For instance, at Marina and Mile 2, we are doing, 2 interchange hubs. And so the whole essence is for us to warehouse all the modes of transportation in one spot, that, you now have options as to which one to use. If you use train, for instance, all the way to from Marina to Mile 2, and you want to go, into Festac, for instance. So at the interchange, you get a bus that will take you to Festac.
Right.
Within 3 to 5 minutes of your arrival, at Mile 2 interchange. So the whole essence of it is to give navigation option. It's also to save travel time. Okay, when travel time is saved, you can plan your day and say, look, I will see you at 2 p.m. And at 2 p.m., you will see that person. Then also, it's also to take vehicles off the road and thereby also enable government to meet its target of net zero emission by 2050. I know our target is 10 years ahead of that of the federal government, which is put at 2060.
Right.
So then transportation is also to enable a lot of things, because with transportation, you also have what is called transit-oriented development. So when you know that you are closer to transportation, a lot of development will come around that area. And without transportation, you cannot get to those places. So when transportation is very, very robust, then you'll be able to get to a lot of places and get things done. And the economy of the state will move, in a way exponentially that everybody now begins to enjoy, the dividend of democracy, the dividend of putting on the rail line,
right,
also, and the rest of that.
I was speaking with a professor of transportation 2 days ago, and I had glowing accolades for Lamata and its implementation of a transport policy in Lagos. And he was actually also mentioning most of these things that you just talked about right now. But some messages are coming in here for you. This one says, good morning, TGIF. How is the government planning to encourage more people to switch to rail transit? Isa is sending that one in. So what are you guys doing from Lamata's perspective to ensure that more people are going to be making use of this rail transportation?
Okay, what we are doing, for instance, on the Blue Line, we have off-peak and peak period fares. From 11 o'clock, we'll go into the off-peak mode. And from my Marina to Mile 2, for instance, I think there's a 25% discount on the fare. And so during this period, you see a lot of people coming on board to use the train system.
All right.
Okay. So then also what we are also doing is that we are also talking to the private sector for them to bring buses, because when you use the train and you get to the terminal point, and that's not your terminal point, and you need to take a bus. So we're also encouraging a lot of private operators to bring in their buses, to this train station, so that they can pick passengers to their terminal point.
Right.
And part of also what government is also thinking is also to have multi-story car park, so that you can drop your car in those places and you use the train, but then you don't need to put your car on the road. So the vision of government is to make public transportation the first choice.
Okay, which is very good. A message here says, good morning, Traffic Radio. What areas will the Purple Line cover, and how will it connect with the existing rail lines like the Blue Line? I think you just talked about that. You didn't put your name, by the way. This one says, are there any measures in place to ensure the Purple Line construction won't disrupt the daily lives of residents along that route? You didn't put your name too. Yes.
Okay, before any construction is done, there are always statements, in terms of traffic management control, traffic management system that you are going to put in place. And of course, when we put it in place, there will be alternative, that will be broadcasted to the people. So there's certainly, if you know all the transport infrastructure projects that we have constructed in the past, we are always ensuring that traffic flows by ensuring that we provide the alternative, and we also have physical traffic managers that will control such roads, so that there will not be any constriction or obstruction in any way.
All right.
So definitely there will be a statement on how traffic will be managed during this period.
Okay, then. So even as we gradually wind down to the end of this conversation, Kola Ojalabi, Mr. Governor seems to be putting his hand in a whole lot of things, transport-wise. Is it not going to be overwhelming if we are going to be having the Green Line, Purple Line, all these rail lines put together in terms of construction?
Well, Victor, you know that for how many years now we have lagged behind in infrastructure development, and Lagos is growing rapidly. Now, you can pick your choice. The population in Lagos is not less than 20 million. So people will use 22, 25, but it's not less than 20 million. And so for a population, for a city with a population of 20 million, Lagos itself is a country. But when you look at some of these islands, you know, Lagos could be as much as 17 countries,
right,
you know, put it, just wrapped into one. So we just need to ensure that now that we're enjoying, you know, the confidence of, you know, creditors, we'll have to just bear it and ensure that, you know, we're able to put up this project in good time. You know, Yorubas have a proverb, I don't know how to say it in English, but you know, somebody who wants to have tribal mark definitely must go through some form of pains. And after the pains, you know, somebody will say, oh, this your tribal mark is beautiful. So that is also the case of public transportation. That's the way we look at it. We have to bear with government so that we can put this thing in place. If, for instance, the metro line was not cancelled by the military, you know, in 1985 or so, we will have improved on the metro line. But now we are doing all of this. We just want to appeal to members of the public to bear with us. We will ensure that, you know, whatever we are doing will minimally impact their daily life. Minimally.
All right. Okay, then. So I wish you guys successful deliberation, even as the technical team will be visiting, and I'm hoping that funding will be made available for all these projects to come on stream. Kola Ojalabi, nice having you join us on the program this morning.
Thank you very much for having me.
Okay, then. So that's you know, we've been trying to see how we'll expand the scope for rail mass transit in Lagos, and we're looking at it from what Lamata is doing in ensuring that the 6 rail lines come on stream very, very soon.
I see today, the clouds are fading off, I see the sun rising again, but I still see something else. I see a greater Lagos rising from the one more time.
Yes, Greater Lagos rising, and of course we are rising along as well. Incident report coming in from Anthony says that a fully loaded cold room truck laden with perishable goods, it's having a shaft and boris problem on the main carriageway at Onikpan inwards Palm Grove. All right, so we have traffic managers on ground trying to manage the situation, but of course trying to see how they can tow that vehicle to the lay-by. And this is being done by the LASMA Rescue Tow Van. This is just to avoid any unforeseen circumstances and free the flow of traffic along that corridor. It's not really affecting the movement at the moment, so just take note of that. Onikman inwards Palm Grove, that's where you have that one as well. All right, we did talk about the commercial bus at Nuruddin Oluokpopo, that hit a pedestrian. I understand the pedestrian has been taken to the emergency center by Lasambos, and the vehicle has been taken off the road. So normalcy restored within that particular corridor. All right, Onobanjo and others, thank you so much for supplying the infos from time to time. All right, so we've talked transportation. Let's talk about safety this morning, because we know that earlier in the week, schools resumed in Lagos. In some other states, schools will be resuming on Monday. So we're trying to look at how to get back to school and talk safety. But this time around, we're trying to understand the roles of parents and school administrators in all of this. Joining me in the studios right now, I have Praise Alabi, who's an executive assistant with Stop and Save Child Foundation. Praise, nice to have you in the studios. Good morning.
Hi, good morning.
And Happy New Year to you.
I wish you the same.
All right, so let's talk about this now, because when we talk safety, a lot of times, there's always that question of collaboration. So what roles does collective responsibility play in ensuring that we have child safety?
All right, good morning once again, Mr. Victor. Good morning, Lagos. Thank you so much for having me. And I want to say a very big thank you to Strap and Save Child Foundation for this wonderful opportunity to represent the organization here today.
Right.
So talking about child safety, right? Child safety is a shared responsibility, and it involves active participation between from parents to guardians to educators, teachers, school management, the society, and even the government. You know, it will shock you to know that 1,000 children die daily because of injuries that could have been avoided.
1,000?
Yes, 1,000.
In Nigeria or globally?
No, globally, right?
Right. So 1,000,
by
that's a
working
huge figure.
by working together, we can actually create a safer environment for children at home, on the road, and in school.
All right. You just talk about the various stakeholders now. So let's talk about one of them. So what roles do parents and even guardians play in ensuring child safety?
You know, parents and guardians they are the primary caregivers, right? They have the first and direct interaction with these children, right? So through supervision and guidance, we'll be able to reduce injuries by 50%. Right, so when parents and caregivers guide these children, when they give them instructions, guidance, and supervision, then we'll see that there will be a drastic decline in the increase of injuries and deaths that comes as a result of this.
So the roles that parents play cannot be overemphasized. That's what it means?
Yes, definitely.
Okay. So how can educators and even school management officials, how can they contribute to child safety? Let's look at it from the perspective of what you guys are saying.
Okay, right. Educators and school management can actually do this by ensuring that they have proper protocols, right, in place for these children in school. That is by implementing safety protocols, rules and regulations, guidelines, educating these children on the do's and don'ts when they are in the school environment. Okay,
so there should be proper education.
Yes.
Should it be integrated into the curriculum of the school?
Yes, it should.
Okay. All right, so this is something that we need to pay much attention to, but let's reflect on what you guys are doing. So and I mean, beyond that, what is the responsibility of society and even the government in ensuring that we have good child safety practices?
Okay, I feel when the government and society begin to own the fact that, okay, these responsibilities are not just for parents or the teachers in school, when we begin to own these responsibilities, when we begin to look out for these children, we would see an increase in child safety, right? So the role of the society, of government, would be for government to implement policies that help guide these children, that helps improve child safety.
Okay.
To protect children's rights, right?
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. In Lagos, I know we have something that is active, from the Education Quality Assurance Agency and so many others. In some other states too, I know attention is being paid to that as well.
Yes.
But in terms of we following up and ensuring that we really uphold those standards, do you think we're meeting up?
Well,
to a certain level, right?
To a certain level, yes.
Right. Okay, let's look at the focus of our Strap and Save Child Foundation, which you represent. What's going to be your vision this year?
Oh, okay. This year it's actually going to be an amazing year for us, right? So outside the activities we've had going on with our safety clubs in schools, safe school interventions, this year we would also be focusing on inclusion, right? So be focusing on inclusion.
Right. So going to be including who and who?
Okay, we'll be focusing on inclusion for children living with disabilities.
Oh, okay.
Yes, that's one of our major focus for this year. And would also be expanding into other cities in Nigeria and Africa.
Right. So other cities, I'm curious to hear about that. So which cities are you guys thinking
don't
of?
worry about that. When the time comes, we'll definitely let you know.
But in Lagos, where you've been, let's talk about those safety clubs. Which schools and which areas have you guys been able to touch?
Okay, we've been able to touch schools under Educational District 6, covering Ikeja and Oshodi.
Okay. Ikeja, Oshodi, and you guys have been going from time to time to those schools to try and create those safety clubs, or is it that those safety clubs already exist in those schools?
Yeah, the safety clubs already exist in those schools. So we have safety educators who monitor the activities in those schools.
Just 1 second, let's take this update that's coming in. Hello there, good morning.
Hello, good morning, Victor.
Raphael, how are you doing?
I'm very fine.
Talk to me.
Okay, just trying visiting the reported incident scene at land. I want to confirm to you that with the efforts of the traffic managers and the LASEMA, the situation has been taken care of and the normality has been restored.
Good.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yeah, so we have a good movement at this moment. There's nothing to be worried about anymore.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah.
All right then. Thank you very much, Raphael.
Yeah, welcome, Victor.
Great. All right, so you'll be expanding the scope to other cities and you say beyond Nigeria as well?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
but in those safety clubs, you said those schools already have them?
Yes, we do. We already have safety clubs in schools.
The ones that you worked with at Ikeja and Oshodi?
Yes,
right.
as well some other private schools too in Lagos.
Right, so when you get there, Stop and Save Child, what are the things that you introduce to them? What are the things that you unveil to them?
Okay, you mean the safety clubs?
Yes.
Okay, one thing we do is to sensitize these children, to educate them on the importance of safety. There was a time we had this engagement with these children in their schools, and one of them was like, oh, there was a time I was going out with my mom and she wasn't putting on her seatbelt. I was like, oh, mommy, no, you shouldn't do that, right? And that was like, oh wow. So all these things we've been imbibing into these children have actually been fruitful, right? For her to be able to tell her parent, mom, no, this thing you're doing is wrong. You shouldn't do it this way.
Right.
And we've had some other nice, amazing testimonies from these students that when they get home, they see things that are not right and they try to correct them. I mean, in these little ways, safety is just is growing and is improving by the day.
What age do you think we should introduce safety to our children?
As soon as they understand.
As soon as we get to understand things.
Yes.
Okay. And that would be a good way, especially by the time you introduce it to them, it becomes part of them and they can grow with it. And then they can imbibe it as a safety culture. Let's talk about our listeners this morning. How can they get involved in promoting child safety?
Okay.
For those who are listening to us this morning.
Oh, okay. So for those who are listening to us this morning, we want them to know that safety starts with you. Child safety should not just be left to parents, should not just be left to teachers, but they should also be actively involved in safety by reporting incidents, supporting organizations like Strap and Save Child Foundation, by being mindful of their actions, right? That little thing you do counts, and it goes a long way in promoting safety.
Right. Okay, then I'm just going to take a pause here. Let me take some updates that are coming in, and it appears this Friday morning is an incident. It's an incident reading morning. We're taking it to Iba, Ottawa, Ijanike corridor to be precise, and I understand there's a serious multiple accident involving a flat-bodied trailer loaded with iron. 2 T4 buses are also involved, and a Korokwe bus. This is at Okokomaiko bus stop inwards Iyanosashi along the Lagos-Badagry Expressway. Wow. So that's making it about 4 vehicles that are involved there. All right. I understand victims have been moved to the hospital while traffic is still under control. Oof. And that's another incident to talk about. All right. Take note of that. It's at Iba, Ottawa, Ichanike. Serious multiple accident involving a flat-bodied trailer loaded with iron, 2 T4 buses, and of course a Kurukwe bus. All right. Another incident to report is the one at Victoria Island. All right. Opposite ends, there's a broken down loaded PMS tanker with a mechanical problem. It's a Boris problem to be precise. Little impact on traffic at the moment, but driver is awaiting the arrival of mechanic while traffic managers on ground managing the situation at the moment. So take note of that as you drive through that corridor. All right, then let me see if we can just sneak in or just have 1 or 2 responses from you. 080-99-120-777. We're talking child safety, and now that our children are back to school, what have been your observations? at these schools observing some of the things that Praise Alabi has been talking about on the program? You can share your thoughts with me. 08099120777 09153877127. Those are questions. Those are the lines that you can connect with us this morning if you want to be part of the program. All right, some messages are coming in here for you. Praise. This one says, good morning, Victor and Praise. Please, what are the most common safety risks children face at school? Khadijat is sending that one in from Oshodi. Okay, what are some of the risks that children are exposed to in school?
Okay, some of the risks that children are faced with in school, children can be so carefree, they want to play, they want to do all of that, right? So one of those risks will be accidents from playing, probably on the playground, running up and down, and all of that, playing with sharp objects. Yes. Things like that.
It behoves on the school administrators to ensure that anywhere children are going to be playing is going to be safe. So
yes, properly inspected.
Right. So the grounds are properly, probably tiled, and the kind of tiling wouldn't be those ones that will be slippery.
Slippery, definitely.
Okay. All right. Khadijat, I hope that answers your question. This one says, how can parents identify whether their children's school has adequate safety measures in place? Are there ways one can identify that? Or do we need to go inspect and be asking the school before we ensure that our children enroll in those schools?
Okay, I think when you take your child to a particular school, you should also find out, ask for more information about their safety procedures and all. And when the child comes home, you can also have interactions with your child. Oh, okay, about this, does your school do this? Do you guys have activities like this and all? When you have that close bond with your child, you'll be able to, he or she will be able to tell you, Mom, this is what we do, this is what we do, and this is what we have, this is what we don't have.
Right. So it's very good for parents to inspect, right?
Yes, it is.
All right. Do you have a call? Hello there. Okay. Well, let's start. This one says, good morning. This is a very good topic. What training should school staff receive to handle safety concerns effectively? Thanks. Chika is sending that one in. So, what do you think schools will be doing in terms of safety for their staff?
Okay, I think schools should have an arrangement for safety trainings for their staffs. Yeah,
do you guys offer that?
Yes, we do. And we do that especially with our safety clubs. So we do train the trainers. We train all of our educators, of our safety educators before they in turn go back to train the students in the safety clubs. Yes. So schools can make provisions for training, safety trainings for their teachers. You can also reach out to us for this too.
Right. Yeah. Is there anything that schools can do to their staff to ensure that you do not have those that have anger issues, have problems, that have been employed? You remember the case of the video that went viral during the week of a teacher manhandling a 3-year-old and physically assaulting that child. So what do you think school administrators should do in terms of checking their personnel to ensure that you don't have those kind of people employed?
Okay, I think schools should probably should have this a way by which they assess the mental health of their staffs. A lot of things are going on. People are getting frustrated, right? They should have a plan or a procedure where they do mental health assessments for their staffs, right?
Before and then employed.
Yes, and they should also try to create an atmosphere where even those staffs, those teachers are excited to come to work.
Okay.
Right? When your staffs are excited to come to work, right, they have this joy coming to school to do what they need to do, right?
When they're not put under unnecessary pressure.
Yes.
All right, this one says, good morning, Traffic Radio. What measures can schools take to prevent bullying, both from teachers and students? Jumoke sending that one. Jumoke, I think you just took that word from my mouth when I was talking about what happened earlier on in the week. All right, so are there measures that schools can put in place to ensure that?
Well, yes, there are measures schools can put in place. But then bullying, I feel parents also have a role to play, right?
Okay. So
when it comes to bullying, yes. you know, you meet some parents that they hardly correct their children when they do something wrong, when they try to exert this authority. Right. I feel when parents correct that, no, you shouldn't do this. It's to surprise you to find out that some parents actually encourage this. Right. So we shouldn't just leave this to schools, to the teachers. Yes.
So parents have their role.
They have their roles to play.
All right. This one says, in the light of a video of a school teacher beating a 3-year-old, how can parents encourage their children to speak up if they feel unsafe in a school? Jide is sending that one in from Ikorodu. And Jide, I know that happened within your vicinity. Maybe you're making reference to that particular video. I know. So is there a way that children can be encouraged to speak up?
Yes. By being actively engaged, involved, in the life of your children, right? When you have this close interaction with your child, that helps them to be able to open up to you. You'll be surprised how some children can't even tell their parents what's going on with them, probably out of fear or because they don't have this cordial relationship with them. Sometimes parents get so busy with work that we're looking for money. We need to make more money to ensure that this child gets the best. But then it goes way beyond that. Create time for these children. Have that space where you can rapport with your children. They tell you what's going on with them even before you asking. Yeah.
All right, another flash update coming in. I did say that it's turning out to be a morning of breakdowns, left, right, and center. Lekki Aja corridor, falling curb at Ikate inwards Chisco on Lekki Aja Expressway. But it needs urgent attention before it causes an accident. So there's a falling curb there, Lekki Aja Expressway. Motorists should please be watchful of this while you drive through that corridor. Let's begin to round this off right now. Praise. For those who want to connect with Strap and Save Child Foundation, where are you guys located?
Okay, we are located at 65C Okpebi Road at Ikeja.
All right, and for those who want to connect, is there any?
Okay, yes, on Facebook we are at Strap and Save Child Foundation. On Instagram you can connect with us at Strap and Save. On X we are at Strap and Save. You can also reach out to us through our Gmail at Strap and Save Child Foundation @gmail.com.
We'll leave it at that for now. Samuel to Bolanle Edwards, who is the founder of Strap and Save Child Foundation.
Yes,
Prince Alabi, nice having you in the building.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, so this morning we've been able to look at how best to get back to school and looking at safety, understanding the roles of parents and school administrators, same for other stakeholders as well. Mike James has produced the program this morning. Idara Kufre in the building, same for Damilola Ajayi. Of course, our social media team, Okpaibi Shodunke and Remy Aloko. We do appreciate you. Our executive producer is Tayo Akonle. My name is Victor Oteri. Have a splendid Friday. Bye.
I believe